What's up, everyone? Welcome in to the Seth Floyd Show. I'm your host, Seth Floyd Hansen. 49er fans, we are almost there. The season's almost done. We have one game left. And man, that Monday night game was actually really entertaining. And it was good to see signs of life. Not from the defense, of course, but offensively, felt like Kyle Shanahan was in a groove. Brock was great, man. He was so good. It was his best game till the effing fourth quarter. That fourth quarter just ruined it, man. The first interception I didn't think was the end of the world. Just got a little high, bad time to throw it, bad time for it to happen. But man, that last one was a backbreaker. Just sucks. We'll get into Brock more. I mean, I've done a handful of Brock Purdy videos. We'll talk about him more this offseason because he's going to be one of the top storylines, not just for the 49ers, but in the NFL with his contract extension coming up. But regardless, losing that game, which, let's be real, guys, it would have been fun to beat the Lions as banged up as we are, but we know that, that's probably the best thing that could have happened. Play really well, be competitive, don't look like, don't get dog-walked by everybody in the league. We're winning for 3 quarters, and then just kind of let it slip away, and so... Was that somebody? No? Okay. Just let it slip away so that you can have a higher draft pick and clinch a fourth place schedule, which is what I wanted to talk about today. Quick video. Okay. But the fourth place schedule is huge, guys. We've played 2 years in a row now. We have played a first place schedule. Okay. And it's tough. You're playing other division winners. Okay. It's huge that you're going to play a fourth place schedule. Not only the fourth place schedule, but you're also playing the AFC South and NFC South. But let's talk about what does a fourth place schedule mean, in comparison to the rest of our division, who they have to play. Okay, fourth place schedule. Okay, you are playing the Giants, the Bears, and the Browns. The Giants, the Bears, and the Browns. Now I know the Browns gave us some issues in 2023 in Cleveland. Okay, I think that game. I think they're set home and away. I think you do play in Cleveland and you do play in New York, the Giants. But listen, you're gonna have. The Giants have a new, the Giants are going to have a new quarterback. The Bears are going to have a new head coach. And the Browns are going to have, I don't know, is Deshaun Watson coming back? You kind of hope so if you're a 49ers fan. I'd want to play Deshaun. It doesn't sound like Kevin Stefanski is going to be gone. But that's huge. Those are 3 games. That's a massive advantage. Look at the third place schedule. This is who the Cardinals are going to have to play. Okay, they're going to play the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Bengals. Now, you say what you want about the Cowboys, but before this year, they'd gone 12-5 3 years in a row. I know that we always beat the Cowboys, but they can be okay. The Packers, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team this year. I expect them to lose before the NFC Championship game, but they're obviously really good. And the Bengals are the hottest team in the league right now. And I definitely don't want to play Joe Burrow if let's say Cincy turns around and they fix their defense this offseason, because that's been the biggest problem. The Bengals, they have the highest ceiling of any team in the league, in my opinion, if they fix that defense. So you definitely don't want to play the Bengals. That's huge. Look at what Seattle's going to have to play as the second place schedule. They're going to play the Commanders, the Vikings, or the Lions, depending on who wins Sunday and who loses, and then the Steelers, which I don't want to play any of those teams. I think that the Commanders are somewhat fraudulent, but they're still a good team. They're in the playoffs, okay? And then first place, the Rams, okay? The Rams, they're going to play the Eagles, Vikings or Lions, they're going to play the winner of that game, and then the Ravens. Huge advantage. Just a huge advantage. I don't have to overkill it, but huge advantage, okay? Especially considering, I think most 49er fans feel like this season was 2020, where it's not truly reflective of what this team is. It just was a combination of Super Bowl hangover and injuries at the worst times, and just a lot of bad luck not going your way. They played bad also. I'm not taking away their accountability. What I'm saying is, I think most people going into next season, most people in the media and stuff, they probably won't be picking the Niners to win the Super Bowl, but most people are going to be yeah, I think 2024 was a one-off year, and they should be right in the mix next year, at least for the playoffs. They have a good chance to win their division. It's not we're not a rebuilding team. I don't think we are. I don't think anyone really feels that way. And if you are saying that, you probably are lying to yourself. Maybe you're right, though. I don't know. I didn't think we'd be this bad this year. So what do I know? Nothing. But look. So along with those 3 teams, You're playing the AFC South and the NFC South. You could argue those are the two worst divisions. Okay, AFC South, you're playing the Titans, the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars. Okay, all a mess. Titans, new quarterback. Colts, who knows what they're doing with Anthony Richardson? By all means, leave him in there if you're the Colts. Put him back in there. Lau, I'd love to play him. The Texans, they're going to win the division, but the Texans have been largely disappointing this year. I think people thought they could potentially push to make the Super Bowl. I was one of them, and they've really regressed. C.J. Stroud has really regressed. And then the Jaguars, what is going on with them, man? Trevor Lawrence does not look like the guy. So whatever. And then the NFC South, you're playing the Saints, going to need a new head coach. The Panthers, who they're a little feisty, and I expect them to be better next year. They've played really well, so I don't think that's as easy of a game as you would have thought beginning of this year, but they're still the Panthers, so they're still unproven. The Falcons, who are going to have Michael Penix, I'm sure, as their starting quarterback, and great. Does he jump? I mean, he doesn't have that much. He's essentially going to be a rookie quarterback next year. I mean, will have played 3 or 4 games this year. And then the Bucs, who I think look pretty good, pretty scary, but that's one tough game out of that division where you feel like, oh man, that's actually a really good team. So in 2024, okay, this schedule that we played this season, we faced 8 playoff teams from 2023. So stay with me. I'm thinking from thinking of the 2023 playoffs, we played 8 teams that were in those playoffs. Okay, which equaled 9 games because you play the Rams twice and they made the playoffs in 2023. In 2025, you are slated and scheduled to play 3 playoff teams from this playoffs from 2024. 3 in 4 games because the Rams are going to make the playoffs. You're going to play them twice. Okay, but this year you played more than half your schedule was against teams that were in the playoffs here before. Next year, you're playing 4 out of your 17 games are from teams in the playoffs. So, of course, the league changes. Of course, there's going to be teams that surprise you and are better than you think. I get that, but I'm just saying, you have teams that you're playing that are in the building process. You're not playing a bunch of established teams that have had a lot of success recently. So maybe they surprise you, but where they're at in their building process is a lot more hopeful for 49er fans in this year. If we played the exact same way we did this year, in same injuries, same level of play, disappointing play. If we had played the exact same way, but instead of playing the schedule we did, we played the 2025 schedule. I mean, I don't know. Brock's not going to play this week, so there's a good chance you're going to. I can't believe I'm saying this. You're going to finish 6-11, maybe 7-10, because Josh Dobbs is pretty frisky. I think if you played this schedule this year, you would have ended with 9 wins, maybe 10 wins. I'm not saying you're at full. I'm saying all the injuries, all the disappointing play, you probably get 9 wins, maybe 10. It's hard to say specifically because this year, a lot of guys have kind of I bet Trent, if we were in the playoff hunt, Trent would be playing right now, is what I'm saying. If we're in the playoff hunt, Dre Greenlaw would probably be trying to play right now. And I just think guys have kind of just shut it down. Aaron Banks, I don't know how severe his injury was. Maybe he tried to gut it out. So guys have kind of given up. But my point is if we played this schedule, the 2025 schedule this year, I bet you win 9 or 10 games, you'd be in the playoff hunt. So that's what it can do, playing such an easy schedule. On top of, you're going to have a top 15 pick. Hopefully it's at 11. That's the highest we can go at this point, I think. Anyway, I'm excited. I think you have reasons to be excited, 49er fans, optimistic. The big hurdle now is getting through this offseason. The big hurdle now is how does it all shake out? Brock Purdy's contract, re-signing Dre Greenlaw, re-signing Hufanga. What do we do with Debo? What do we do with some of these older contracts? I don't know. I don't know the answers to all that. But if they can handle all that in a smooth way and we can just have less drama than we did last season, things are looking up. I mean, there's reports that Brandon Ayuk's knee, I don't know. But this is from Matt Barrows, who I definitely trust. He said he watched Ronnie Bell and Brandon Ayuk in a 3-point shooting competition. And Matt Barrows made a point. He was his knee looked good, and he wasn't, this was he was legit competition. He was full-on jump shot, actually jumping off the ground. So he's his knee looks pretty good. He couldn't go play a football game right now, but maybe in August. I've been saying he's not playing the first 4 to 6 games. But if he's already doing that, maybe by the time August hits, like he's ready for camp. I don't know. That's positive. You need Brandon Ayuk, regardless of how some of us feel about him right now, and how he played before he got hurt. Like, you need him. Ricky Pearsall came on, breakout game, huge. George Kittle looks like he's going to play till he's 100. Like, he's just a grown man, not giving up. Like, amazing. So there's a lot of things to be positive about 49er fans. One game left. Let's just see how Josh Dobbs does. Let's get through this. And this time next week, by Monday, you can officially start your draft prep. You can start focusing on the combine. You can do all that. It's going to be great. You're going to watch the Rams lose in the playoffs at some point. That's going to feel good because then you'll get to say the old thing that everyone says the 49er fans, like, great. You have a worse draft pick and you're in the same position as us. Didn't win the Super Bowl. Great. And we can say that to them. Great. Should feel good. Feel good. Now, if the Rams effing win the Super Bowl just because I said that, you know how mad I'm going to be? I'm going to be honest, I would much rather the Rams make the playoffs than the Seahawks. That was satisfying. I'd rather the Rams because I respect Sean McVay. I respect Matthew Stafford, like, way more than Seattle. So anyway, but I hope they don't win the Super Bowl. That's all I got. Sorry I rambled there at the end. Be excited. Let's enjoy this last week. And we'll get excited for this coming season. You guys are the best. I'm out.